Hey there, Stitchers, how's it going? It's Jessie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff, and I am here to do a whole lot. So I've got my end of August cross stitch update. I have a small haul, and then, as I mentioned previously, I was going to add my knitting to these end of month updates. So quite a bit to get to, and so I will just go ahead and get started, I guess. Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, the door is shut and Thor is not in here. Some of you I am now friends with on Facebook and know that Thor was having a bit of an issue the other day. He was kind of not feeling good and kind of getting sick all over the place. And that seemed to subside, but now he's having the issue again today, just a little bit. He's eating fine, he's just not holding it down for very long, and so to prevent him from getting sick on the carpet, he's staying out in the main areas where it's all hardwood. Well, not hardwood, but wood, so it's easier to clean up, just in case he has an incident. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with my works in progress. And the first one I have to show you is my Heaven and Earth design. So week 3 of my rotation is Heaven and Earth design week. And this month, this August, I decided to work on my Quick Stitch Autumn Owl artwork by Anya Kai. And I'm going to insert a picture here so that you can see where I was the last time you may have seen this. And this was almost a year ago. So it's been a while since I've worked on this. And so then I guess I'll just go ahead and try to organize the threads a little bit so I can show you where I'm at now. And so if you are paying attention to the picture that I just showed you on where I was, not a whole lot of progress has been made. I finished one column of 1,000 stitches here, and then half of this next one. This is stitched 1 strand over 1 on 28 count even weave that I picked up from Michaels. When I first started this, I really liked this fabric because it didn't have near as much give as the Lugana that Mini Pearl is on, but now I am beginning to not like it so much because it doesn't have any give whatsoever, and so it's kind of hard to work on long periods of time. The needle doesn't, it just doesn't, the flow isn't quite the same as it is on a linen project or on my Lugana. So I don't think I'll be stitching any more Heaven and Earth designs on this project, or on this type of fabric. Fortunately, Curl Up with a Good Book is on very similar fabric to this, but I won't be starting any more like this. So anyway, so there's that, and so I've passed the halfway point, as you can see, because the middle of her forehead is right here, and let's see if you can see this. I carried some of these colors at the top of her, well, you're not going to be able to see because of the parked threads there. They're not really parked, they're more like snipped threads that I have. They're trash threads, basically. And so anyway, so the top of her head is sort of coming in over here. And so that's where I'm at with her. And then week 4, we had talked about whether I was going to do it either, I was going to pick another focus piece, or I was going to, I don't know where to put this, or if I was going to do a Happy Stitch week or a Smalls week or what I was going to do. After working on Autumn Owl, I needed a Happy Stitch week. I needed to work on what I wanted to. I didn't want the commitment of having to do something that maybe I wasn't in the mood for. So this 4th week, Happy Stitch week, is just perfect. It's perfect timing because, as I said, it's really difficult to work on Autumn Owl, and this gives me the freedom to do what I want. And so what I worked on was my Pascual Enrico Mole 20-year celebration project, and I'm also going to insert a picture here on where I was the last time you saw this, and this would have been after my week 2. Because this is one of my 2 focus pieces for week 2. So here is where I am at with this. Oh, get all this fabric organized. It's kind of a chore because it's so big, but so here's where I'm at. So the last time you saw this, I was about halfway through this big old flower pot up here. It's about halfway through that. So I finished that up, including the back stitch that runs along the base. Just a little bit of back stitch. And then I started on this first vignette. And this is Under the Ardor of Love. This was a design put out by Paso Rico, I believe in 2009. But I don't know that for sure. And so what you see here is a woman, and she's kind of facing away, and then there is a baby here on her shoulder. A little baby boy on her shoulder. And I didn't get this block finished, obviously, for a couple of reasons. The main one being that you can see in these little flower petals up here, there's a little bit of pink. There's a deeper pink that's supposed to go opposite that, and I didn't have that color. And so I was waiting for it to come in before I was able to finish that. And then there are 3 other colors that I'm missing. One of the blues for this baby's, for his outfit, and then a couple of the gray cream sort of colors for her outfit. So some changes that I made. There's really only one, and that is the skin. I am stitching the skin with 1 strand over 1, whereas everything else is with 2 strands over 2. So you get, I think, a better blended effect with doing the skin like that. It is tedious. It's not easy to do, but I really do like the look of it. It just looks like more natural skin. It just looks more real. I haven't backstitched in any of their eye features or face features, so it's hard to tell what's what on her face without the backstitching, but I really do like the over 1 skin, and I think that I'll be doing that not only throughout this piece, but I think I'm going to do that on Gigi and pretty much all of my other future Mirabilias, just because I just like the realness of it. It just looks more natural. So that's that. Now, I was sad to not get this block done this week, and I could pick it up next week because next week is my week too, so I could pick this up, but I think that I'm going to give my shadow lane some attention because I haven't in a long time and I miss it. So that is my Pasión Rico, and just yesterday, part 11 came out, which means there are only 3 parts left, so I am obnoxiously far behind. But that's okay. It's not a race. So there's that. So those are the 2 whips that I worked on since my last mid-month update. And now it being Tuesday into September, the first Tuesday of September, I am working on my Gigi. And so I will have an update for you in a couple of weeks on that. Okay, so let's get to the haul. This haul is going to be a little different, and the reason for that is that some of it's a little bit secret stitching, and so I won't be able to show you what it is. Not until probably this time December. Yeah, so, you know, just bear with me on that. So I'll start with the threads. These are the 4 colors that I was missing for Pasión Rico. These are just DMCs, so they're not that exciting. I mean, I think they're exciting. I always like getting stuff. But so there's the pink for the flowers, blue for the baby, and then for her outfit, just some neutrals. So there's those. And then for secret stitching, I have 4 Classic Colorworks / Crescent colors. And these all kind of make me hungry. So here's Black Coffee. And this one sounds delicious. Brown Sugar. Sorry guys, the light is just so invariable today. Brown sugar. This is cinnamon toast. It's not that peachy. It really is a darker brown. It's the color. It's more the color that's showing right here underneath my hands. And then razzleberry, which is just a fun burgundy, purpley color. Yeah, the light's getting really dark. I'm hoping it's not really getting ready to rain. It's just the color's just fading away. I'm sure the sun will pop out and it'll be super bright in here again here in a couple minutes. Okay, so then fabric for secret stitching. Really exciting stuff, guys, let me tell you. This is 32 count platinum linen. So it's just a pale cream yellow color. And this is a 13 by 18 piece. Has anybody guessed what this is yet? Don't, because I won't tell you what it is until later. But, so there's that. So that is it for secret stitching. And then I have one more thing that I got for a haul. And this I'm super, super excited about, y'all. So every day in the mornings, I go on to 123 Stitch and I look at their daily sale items. So every day they put a something up for sale. And I'm normally not attracted to whatever they're selling, but this day, the other day, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday of last week, I threw this in my cart immediately. And then I bought the fabric just to save on shipping costs, because I didn't really want to pay full shipping for just one chart. But anyway, so this is Winter Garden by the Drawn Thread. And I'm actually going to pull this cover sheet out because of the glare. This is so beautiful. I am so excited to do this. And this one has all sorts of cool stitches in it. Let's see, there's stitches I haven't even heard of before. Leviathans, crossed cushion, snowflakes, holly leaf, and there's a lazy daisy for a poinsettia. So that's kind of cool. So that is Winter Garden, and they have the entire seasonal series of these. Somebody had recommended, I believe it was Mackenzie, that I do the Autumn Garden, and I'm absolutely gonna do that. But this one was on sale for, I think it was like $3 off regular pricing, which is pretty fantastic for this pattern. So I got that. And so that's it for my haul. Not a whole lot, you know, pretty tame, but I am placing myself on a bit of a buying ban. I won't be buying any more cross-stitch stuff at least until October. And the reason for that is really just financial decision. It's just kind of what I need to do. So my videos now will be more updates, and I've already talked about this 3-part series, this vague thing, and so I'll be doing that here pretty soon. So, okay, WIPs update done, haul done, time to move on to the knitting. And I'm hoping that this part isn't longer than the cross-stitch part, because this is a cross-stitch channel. However, what I've decided to do is show you all of my knitting works in progress. And I'm not actively working on any but one of them, but I figure I'll just show them all to you. Sorry, I dropped something important. Okay. I'm just going to show them all to you now, and then in future videos I'll only update you on what I worked on the month previous. So I will start with, we'll go with the things that I haven't worked on in a while up to what I am actively working on now. And the first is going to be this here. So this is a lace, it's going to be a lace shawl, and there is beadwork in there. So those little pearl colored beads. This is a lace shawl. It is by Boo Knits, is the designer. And all of these patterns you can find on Ravelry. I will add all of the relevant information into the ticker below so that you can see exactly what I mean. So you can see examples of what the finished piece will look like. But so that's this. And I am knitting this out of Swans Island Natural Colors. And I believe this is Lapis. I'm going to have to check on that. But it's a deep blue. And these are natural colors, which means that they have only used naturally occurring dyes, like no man-made dyes. And so this is actually made, the color here is made with indigo. And so if I knit with it for an extended period of time, some of that indigo actually transfers onto my fingers, which I think is kind of cool. But this is a lace weight yarn, really, really super thin. And I really like this project, but it's going to be big, and I haven't had the desire to work on it in a while. I am almost done with this first part, and then it starts to get really lacy in a little bit. So there's that. Okay. Next, I have, this is going to be a study in irony. This is the 5-Hour Baby Sweater. This is a free pattern on Ravelry, and I can't remember the designer to save my life. And I think I might actually be doing this wrong, so it may not ever get finished. I may take it out. So here's where I'm at, and the instructions basically told me to do the sleeves and then come back and finish the body and then work on the other sleeve and then finish the body out completely. That seems like unusual construction to me, but I'm just going with it and we're going to see what happens. The reason the name of this is ironic is that I started this weeks ago, but it's the 5-Hour Baby Sweater. This was originally going to be a gift for my boss whose wife just had a baby. I am knitting this out of Caron Collection Solid something. I really didn't prepare for this, but this is it's Victorian Rose color, which I really, really like the color. I'll be honest, I knit with pricey yarns typically, but I didn't want to make a baby garment out of pricey yarns, especially for my boss. You know, it just didn't seem justifiable. So this is just some Caron Collection. And that's that. And this is an Aran weight, so it's pretty thick. So there's that one. Okay, next I have, it keeps wanting to jump off my lap and be on the floor. This is a lot of fun. I really, really like this project. And this I need to get finished, and I'll explain why. But so these are my giant orange chunky cables. And oh, it's so squishy. I wish you guys could feel how squishy this is. This is the Shaw Hill. It's a capelet, but it can be worn as a big chunky scarf, or it can be stretched around the shoulders. And the construction for this is really interesting, but there's it's a paid-for pattern, so I can't talk about it too much. But there's big cables, which was a lot of fun to learn officially how to do. And I am knitting this out of Malabrigo. No. Oh gosh, guys, I'm terrible. It's either Malabrigo or Monostill or it's Malabrigo. Yeah, okay. It's Malabrigo Chunky in the Glazed Carrots colorway. And I committed knitting, I guess you could say faux pas or sin or what have you. These are hand-dyed yarns. And so, for instance, with this Caron Collection, all of the skeins are dyed in lots, and so you can get infinite number of skeins that are the exact same color all the way throughout. These hand-dyed yarns are a bit variegated. They're kind of variable, and what you're supposed to do is alternate the skeins when you're knitting with these, because then it shows a more even progression between the two skeins. You don't see that there's an obvious difference. And so I don't know that you'll be able to see this, but you see there's some lighter bits. There's some like in there's some light orange, pale orange. It's showing up more white than it is in reality, but there's just some variation. Down here, there is a lot less variation. It's pretty solid down here on the bottom. And so you can tell when I open it up where I added the skein. You see this side is darker, whereas this side is a little bit, it's more variegated. But I'm okay with it. Had I given it some forethought, I would have done this the right way, obviously. But I'm okay. I'm not gonna pick it out and start over. I really am very close to getting this done. I am knitting this for the Eat Sleep Knit is a knitting company based out of Smyrna, Georgia, and they are actually one of my favorites. They are holding this year, and they have for previous years, what's called a Yarnathon. And basically for every yard that you buy, you get points, and you're on teams. And then every quarter they have a challenge. And so you knit something using yarn that you purchased from Eat Sleep Knit, and it has to fit certain criteria. There's usually a challenge associated with it, and if you do, then you get your team additional points. So you get essentially extra credit. And the theme for this current quarter that ends at the end of September is to finish your oldest, like the pattern that you added the longest ago to your Ravelry. This isn't going to make any sense if you don't know what Ravelry is, or you haven't had any experience with it, but basically Shaw Hill is the very first pattern that I added to my queue when I first started knitting. And so I'm working on that. And this will be great for Virginia Tech football season because it's a nice burnt orange color, but it'll be good and warm. So I'm really anxious to get this done and be able to wear it. I think it's probably still too warm to wear something like this, but that's okay. So there's my Shaw Hill. Okay guys, two more. This I have been working on forever, and I still have a forever to go on it. This is my sweater, and this is my adult sweater, so this is for me. Let me get this all situated. Maybe. Sorry guys. Video recording 101. Be prepared. Okay, at long last. So this is the Eggnog cardigan by Thea Coleman, or Baby Cocktails. And this is a really interesting cardigan because most cardigans, they come to the front and they button together in the front, right? Well, this cardigan, the fronts are super, super long, and so you can take essentially the front from over here and pin it up over here, and it's really, really pretty. And so this is taking a long time because the fronts are just forever long. So I have been working on this for a long time, but it's really like my pride and joy because I learned to do raglan increases. So raglan is the type of sleeve increases you do when you're separating from the shoulder to the sleeves. And so here I have a sleeve, the beginnings of a sleeve. It's on waste yarn right now because I'm going to go back and finish knitting it later. It has this really cool collar, which is a pattern that repeats all the way down. And it's also super, super squishy. I love it. I cannot wait to be able to wear this. I squeeze it all the time because I just love it. And this is Knit Picks. This is knit out of Knit Picks Swish Worsted. And this is the Dove Heather colorway. And I think I had like 14 balls of this. And I think I've used 7 now. That seems justifiable. I believe it is at 7. But it's taken a long time because there are a lot of stitches on the needles. And when I'm on a wrong side row, it's all purl stitches, which I'm really slow at. I just can't figure out the purl stitch quickly. Anyway, I mean, I know how to do it. It takes me a while. But so that you get this stockinette, which really makes me happy. So that's that. So there is my eggnog. And then last but not least, you will have seen this on Instagram if you follow me there. And this I am super, super proud of. This is a baby blanket that I am doing for a friend of mine, a coworker. She is having her second daughter at the end of September. She has a scheduled C-section for September the 23rd. And I am knitting her a baby blanket. This is much bigger than the last time you've seen it on Instagram. It has grown a lot, and it's fantastic. So, let me see if I can show you better. It's really, really close to being finished. Let's see if I can, well, first of all, let me make sure that I'm safe on my needles and I'm not going to lose anything. So here's the pattern on it, and this is a paid for pattern. This is the Smooth Sailing baby blanket, and I don't remember the designer, but I will be sure to include that information. And then this little motif here, from this finger to this finger, is repeated 10 times for the full pattern. And I am halfway done. Well, there's some curling going on here just because of the needles. I am halfway done with my 10th and final repeat. I'm so close, so close. And it couldn't come at a better time because we're having a baby shower for her on Thursday. So in 2 days, we're having a shower. Oh, and I don't know that I'm going to be able to get it washed and blocked in time for the shower, but I'm going to make a darn good effort to see this finished. And this is knit out of one of my new favorite yarns. This is Spud and Chloe Sweater, and the colorway is Toast. So nice, soft brown, soft tan color. And then I made some modifications to this pattern. In the border here, you will see these little holes that are interspersed throughout the border, and then along the top edge, you see those holes there. And what I'm going to do is string hot pink ribbon through the Thor saying hi, through these eyelets, and tie them off in a bow and give that to her like that. But so there is my Smooth Sailing. And like I said, I'm very close to finished. Cannot wait. I don't know that I'll be able to record when this is finished because just because I will have given it to them by then. But I will be sure to take some pictures and show them to you once it's all completely done. So that is that. And those are all of my knitting projects. I'm trying not to cast on anything else because I have 5 projects here, and that's just, it's plenty. It's well more than enough for me. But I've got the itch to start something new. So yeah. that's pretty much all I've got to share with you guys today. Thanks for sticking around, and I will see you guys next time. All right, take care. Bye.